Welcome back, one and all, to the Brexit Estate, hard by the darkest dungeon, where just as I was getting ready to apologise for not having recorded an episode last night and not uploaded one because I fell asleep and was just completely exhausted, I've discovered that I did actually have one extra one in the backlog. Just a nice quick little scuffle against the Shrieker. So that's all well and good. I do have food in the oven, so I might aim for a short one or just take a little break in the middle and then pick up again. But for now, hey, guess what? There's plenty of interesting news. Apparently, there have been a number of resignations from the town council, and the government of the hamlet is looking very shaky indeed. Now, while this may initially seem good, it is unfortunate, as many greedy would-be nobles, self-styled upper-class snobs basically, would foolishly like to surrender governance of the hamlet once again back to the evil empire that was ruining it in the first place. However, the evil empire wishes to make an example of the hamlet and does not intend to let it back into its fold anytime soon, while still clinging on tenaciously with its evil vice-like grip, trying to dredge every drop of life's blood out of the hamlet. What evil scumbags they are. There has even been talk of an aged crusader who now is fighting the good fight in foreign lands. However, he's been gone for a long time. He spent a long time sucking up to foreign politicians, and many question whether he still cares for his homeland. If he does return, perhaps he might be the one to knock some sense back into the government of the hamlet. However, it won't be for a long time, even if it does happen. Alright, let's sort out an expedition. We got 23, so we can go in, but we're not. Right. Ronald, hold back. I think this is our only short one, isn't it? Well, then short it is. Let's bring along Melina once more. All these skills are currently placeholders and do not even remotely do what they're supposed to at the moment. That's a lot closer to what it should do. Bearing in mind that, you know, placeholder skills don't exactly do what they look like. Right. Can you go? You can. Interesting. We have Kelda and Marius. Oh, well, in that case. And can you go up the back? Wait, grip shots are middle rank? Okay, we can actually do this. There we go. Lovely. Now, I do not want to miss out on... Oh! Speaking of missing out, we have upgraded almost everything in town. We've upgraded the tavern. We've upgraded the abbey. We've fully upgraded the hunt's mistress. We have not gained our last upgrade here, and that's going to need at least 20 more busts. But we do have plenty of crests, and while we would need them for a number of the districts, do any of it? 750, 300 is a lot, so it better be good. 300 again is a lot, it would be very nice. 300 is a lot. So what I'm thinking is we might want to do some kind of upgrade. Now, we've also fully upgraded the guild hall and the blacksmiths. In fact, our only remaining upgrades are this one here for the third treatment ward, which would be really nice to get, and 2 upgrades here, which are quite possible. So I'm just actually going to snag this now, because we do get plenty of crests anyway.
An increasing stockpile of curious trinkets, gathered from forbidden places.
So, now we can head off into the cove and hope nothing too nasty happens. Something tells me Marius should have Holy Lance, but we'll sort out... Oh, wait! Ooh! We also want to get hold of an occultist or a grave robber. What do we have here? No occultists, no grave robbers. We've got a level 3 character, but I really should... Thing is, I'm not going to remove that class now because it would break the save, because there might be some in the graveyard and there'd be records of them having been hired and fired. Even if I never actually hired any. Any in the graveyard? Not sure if I ever hired any, I probably didn't. So I might actually be able to remove that one safely. Yeah, so many dead here, that is just really bad. Alright, off to the cove. We want food. We want torches. Only going to take 5 this time. We want an extra shovel because of the cove. We want lots of bandages because we don't have a plague doctor with us. Some medicinal herbs. I'm going to go 2 anti-venom. We're low level, so laudanum won't be as important. I'll take 1 key, 1 holy water. I'll take 1 blood in case someone gets infected. No, I'm just going to cross my fingers and hope no one gets infected. Here we go. Into the foul, dripping caverns. With big-eyed fishmen waiting to really mess us up. In fact, they do look weird because they've got like the only eyes in the game, but it really makes them stand out. Actually, that's not true. Some of the other big boss monsters might have eyes. Not that I think I've come across them yet.
The smell of rotting fish is almost unbearable.
So, I need to get a bit of a move on and get Melina's Senua's skills sorted out. They're not quite... I'm trying not to talk about them at the moment because they don't do what they're meant to. But they will be very complicated skills if I can get them to do what I... Oh, perfect! Right. Why does Marius think he's possessed by demons? That being locked is okay. You know what? For the cove, that's actually a pretty bad quirk for you to have, my dear. Well, it's better than nothing. Sister Gertrude is now toughened up a bit. Not so soft and squishy as she was before. Alright, so, no foes yet. No enemies. Just getting a nice little look at the movement animations there. Alright, let's grab a torch.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
So after this fight, there's something I do want to talk about, and I will. I'm just saying this now as a reminder to myself. Okay. Not too bad yet.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Now, I'm not too worried about that stress yet. I need to get into the habit of letting her gather a lot of stress. It will help with testing further down the line. Ow.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Alright, that's starting to look like a lot of stress now. And we could also do it for torchlight. Vampire lightning. It's crazy.
Obliterated. As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Alright, so things to do with Senua's skills. I'm not going to mention specific skills here, but the intent is that she will thrive on stress. Well, not so much thrive on it, but that as she gains more stress, her attacks will deal more damage. And her damage will ramp up with her stress, similar to the way that the flagellant thrives on being on low health. She will thrive on being on high stress. Now, I've attempted to implement this already and it's not working very well. So yeah, basically it's not working at all at the moment. And the other thing, in addition to high damage ramping up with stress, is I need to ensure that she gains extra stress in low light conditions, or find various ways of simulating her fear of the dark. And it's really difficult, because I've also tried that, and that isn't working at the moment either. Yeah. I have an idea for a way of dealing with it. It could get rather clunky and awkward. Let's give us some more... okay, some stress relief is also good. So, initially I was going to put it as a effect on her skills. So, like, this skill will deal extra damage if she has some stress, or this skill will deal some extra damage if she has some stress, or this one will. But it was suggested to me to try it as a health condition, similar to some of the modifiers the flagellant gets when he's at low health, but to set it below 101% health so it would be on all the time. I've tried that for the extra stress in the dark and the extra damage of stress, and it just isn't working, so I might have to go back to putting it on skills. The problem is that the extra stress in the darkness, putting that on skills as well would get really clunky. I'm also wanting lots of skill interactions, so you know, her light attack will buff her heavy attack and her stab attack, and you know, each of those 3 skills will buff the other 2, and it's just going to get very complicated indeed. But I also got stuck deciding what those buffs should be, so I'm kind of messing myself up here, really. I've been overthinking it for far too long, and I should probably just get my head sorted out, think of some ideas, and test some stuff. I'm hoping to set up some of her skills soon to do actually a lot closer to what I intended for them. And when I do, I will talk about those skills. But for now, I think I'll hold off just a little bit, and oh my god, that's going to need a lot of healing. Strike me, says Marius. And they inevitably do. Go for a big heal. At this level 4 is pretty big. Can I debuff them? Yes! Awesome.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Well struck, that woman. Alright, just hitting heavy into the front so that I can then
Eradicated.
get a beautiful critical hit. I haven't given her a critical buff yet. I should think what that would be. very placeholder. That skill doesn't even remotely do what it's supposed to at the moment. Although, I'm quite liking what it does at the moment. It's the old leper withstand.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Yes. Yes, it is. Which actually works quite nicely for her. But it's not even close to the final version that I've envisaged for that skill.
Destroyed. These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Trembling, she advances towards the lock and, with shaking fingers, inserts the key and forces it to turn.
A fortune, waiting to be spent.
We're narrowing that portrait gap, one at a time. Okay, we got 2 this way, 3 that way. Oh, lovely. Just scrape off those barnacles, as any self-respecting highwayman would know how to do. Hey, a grave robber trinket. Plus 20% damage against blighted foes. You know, something tells me that being called Stunning Satchel, yeah, they've clearly changed that. Wow. More busts. Hey, that's good for our upgrade to the asylum. Right, just shoot everything. Shoot them all! Go for a group heal.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
And strike down the undead foe! That was rubbish. Okay. Flippanecki actually survived to get an attack in. And missed. I reckon group shot from our highwayman here. Lots of missing. I like it. Oh, we now get dodge at highlight. That's good. Kill!
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Alright, just tidying things up. And she missed. That's okay though. You know, not everyone hits all the time. Ennui?
Weakened.
No, she doesn't have even remotely enough apathy for that. I think she's going to be going in for treatment after this. She is gathering negative quirks like there's no tomorrow.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Alright, now, this portion of the dungeon is empty, in theory. There might not even be very many fights left. You know what? Okay, apparently she really wants to go drink some filthy pond water. We'll just deal with that. And amble on down this corridor, where we will light a torch before she panics and has a heart attack and dies. So this is a long walk back. Just light another torch there because it saves doing it later. I mean, this is probably empty, but at least, you know, maybe 5 or 10 points of that torchlight. No, it's 25, so maybe 5 at most will carry over into our forwards excursion in this direction. But also having the light this low means we can pick up another torch and then open that pack and find what is within. Alright, that's probably nearing a full money stack. We should light a torch. I should probably light both of them soon. What have we? Another torch. What we have here is another torch. That's okay. So we aren't going to make room for stuff by lighting torches. Unless we light both of them. Oh, free fishmen! That's really bad. Die! We're going to Thundervessel him as soon as we can. Or just group shot. No, too late! Don't get pulled! You know what? Just healing. We can go without Thundervessel for now. Right, let's soften these up. And try and slay one. Nice! Okay. I'm going to try one round stalling here. It won't be much, but it will hopefully be something. Now we kill.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
We're not finding the thing down here that holy water could be used on. Probably be in this next room right now, though. Nope. But if we do press on, no scouting roll. Okay, this is living dangerously. This is like the tutorial dungeon. Alright. And looking at the clock, my food should actually be ready to come out the oven soon, so that's quite nicely well timed. Right. You are a problem.
Back to the pit.
And apparently our Highwayman is full of solutions.
Vigor is restored.
Can she hit this hard enough to kill it? No. She can hit him, though. And apparently not get splashed with foul, stress-filled sludge from some briny snail. Right, group shot. Group miss! Ah. Okay, that's group shot next round, obviously. Yeah. Huh, not sure if I'd showed that one off before. I hope you all liked it. There are plans for that skill. Big plans. Remember, she is haunted by spirits. Or is she? They could all be in her mind. Oh, really? Oof. Well, I hope there's no fights in that room at the end of the hall. Man, Kelder, you were doing so well. Okay, that's time for a group heal.
Rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
And then a kill. Oh, you know what? She should have been rank 2 this whole encounter because she's got lunge. Yep.
This expedition at least promises success.
Before I forget. And then we can scrape some of these barnacles off and maybe find something nice inside.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles. paid for in blood.
I right-clicked on this, just on the edge of it there, and I'm so glad it didn't register. Okay. And we'll check out this last room. Maybe there'll be something nice in there. Maybe there'll just be a fight. No fight, and we are good to return back to the hamlet. Magnificent.
Despite its morbid aspect, this twisted, cavernous maze seems almost traversable.
Have a dazzling charm. Got some nice money we can spend back in town, and we probably need to. Some busts and some crests and a little bit of everything else. Alright, what did we have? Eldritch Slayer? Is she getting free quirks locked really soon? Oh, and Risk Taker. Plus 10% damage, minus 10 dodge. Oh, wow. Marius gains slow draw. He's too impatient for that. I'll have to fix that. We have Nymphomania for Kelda. And Fast Healer and Bad Healer. Fast Healer? Well, camping? Huh. Bad Healer is really bad, though. That's going to need to be fixed. God.
Can you feel it? The walls between the sane world and that unplumbed dimension of delirium are tenuously thin here.
Well, I'm thinking on our next week we are not taking out our low-level heroes because they just have so much that needs fixing and we can't afford it all now. First, we have a disease that should be cured. Well, it's not a disease, but ennui, really. The thing is, ennui is like depression, it's like apathy, it's like, oh, woe is me, why do I even care, why do I bother? And it's also very self-indulgent, whereas the minus 25% virtue chance for Senua would make a lot of sense, but not as ennui. Right. Lady, we're fixing that. Whatever happens. Right, so next week we need money. We need to send out a mid or high level party. And we have room for another... level 3 librarian, level 3 leper. How many lepers do we have? We have one. And he is level 4. That is a leper. It's the old incomplete leper skin. No one here we really want to keep. And it is fully upgraded. 87 portraits though. 87. Just 13 more and we can build the House of the Yellow Hand. Well, I think that's a good place to leave the episode. I hope you all enjoyed this one, and I'll see you all in the next one. I'll say bye-bye for now, and cheerio!